Okay, so we're continuing Spirit of the Law, and we're up to Bamidbar, first year, Shavuos. We're up to Hey. Tefillah Shachris u'Musaf Yispal B'Slav Zuzus. So when you're davening, he said, don't ruin your davening. Like you mentioned, Mishabur brings it at the very beginning as well. He said, you can be chatzos, all this stuff, Mishmaros, very nice. Get up, this time is worthy, that time is worthy. Don't ruin your davening. Make sure you daven with your whole heart. Don't daven. Yeah, you have to be alive.
It shows that they daven for like 3.5 hours.
It depends.
Why did they do that?
That's a good question.
Everybody was up all night.
That's a really good question. You need to know that there are times. Our sages say that there are times where we're sure that the Kohanim aren't going to mess up on a detail. We don't have to make a gzera. We don't have to make a. We don't have to say, oh no, watch. Maybe the Kohanim will do this wrong with that because there's reason. And the Sifsei Chaim Friedlander that learns from there, he says, you see that Zrizim does not only mean fast, it means with a lot of Yeshiva Das. It means like you're focused. So some people focus a little slower, some focus a little quicker. You have to do with you. I mean, Rav Nassan's clear. He's like, some people need to daven quickly, some people need to daven slowly. There's a mice with the Alter of Kelm. The Alter of Kelm one time, he sent his son, he said, you'll daven for the Amud. His son davened for the Amud, he said, I'm sorry, that was too fast. Okay. So the next day he sent him again, down for the Amud. So he davened slower. What do you suppose the Alter of Kelm said? He said, I'm really sorry, but that was way too slow. That wasn't all right. That's not the way. So he tried to do the middle. He's like, nah, that wasn't really with the heart. I don't know. And he's like, every day, whatever he did, he found something. He said, tell me, when will I not get he could take it. He obviously could take it, but it's like, when are you going to be happy with them? You keep setting up. He said, when you speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. Fast, slow, I don't care. Speak from your heart. Pour out your soul to God. That's when. And that's really what it comes down to.
Why gave him this comment so fast?
He wanted to. I'm not sure if he said it or he just made a face. I'm not sure. He figured, and he reasoned it. He didn't tell him. He's like, you got to be better next time. I don't know if he told him. Maybe he didn't tell him. You're right. It could be he didn't tell him. But it was clear he wasn't satisfied. The point is, you have to pour out your soul. That's what the davening. If you're fast asleep, how are you going to pour out your soul? You don't even remember if you davened. You're so tired. Oh, so this is the thing. So some people, like I said, they sleep afterwards. Some people sleep Erev Shavuos. It's Kedara step because you have a special opportunity to grab hold of a big gift.
But what I usually do is I go to sleep right after the meal, and then I set my alarm for 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Could also work. Yeah, could also work. You have to do what you can do.
You
don't anyway have it. You anyway don't have it. But you don't have it anyway. Why? Because you have to do, not only you schmooze, you have to. Who is he telling to delve in Torah? Last week, Torah, he was talking to who? Chaim Vital. Chaim Vital learned really, and everything clear, with connection, with dvekas. Who knows? You know what I mean? Nobody has that tacha like mea. You can't come with the counter and say, what do you mean? The guy broke his leg. I was up the whole night. Shavuos. What is this? It says no nezik. He said, so if you can work till 1:30, that's better for you. Fine. You have to figure it out for yourself. Everyone has to figure it for themselves. You can't. It's kedai. I can hear someone say, "No, I want to be up anyway." Everybody's giving a gift. I'm going to be up anyway. But it has to do with how you feel. It doesn't have to. You don't have to. It's not a chiyuv. It's not. You have to do it. Forget the Brisker Rav famously said, "People." So Lela Seder, people. The Shulchan Aruch says to stay till you fall asleep. And Shavuos is Seppes Lari and the Zohar, and everyone's up Shavuos and Lela Seder. They go to sleep, relax. And what do you mean? It's Shulchan Aruch. What do you think this is? Well, the code of Jewish law says stay up. Here, you stay up till you fall asleep. Here, it doesn't say anything.
They don't understand the question so much because it's Pesach. Don't see you're supposed to stay
up. You could touch it.
Till you can fall asleep.
You could touch it. You could say the pshat is if you're falling asleep already. More usually after the Seder or Pesach, you're already falling asleep, so you're allowed. You don't have to stay in the table. But he's like, listen, if it says in Shulchan Aruch, you should put your efforts into being up then and not as much in Shavuos. That was his point. I hear him. I don't know. I understand. And I agree with you also that the result, there's another question that even if something's not halachically the most imperative thing, sometimes it's a very big opportunity to get places and do things. Sometimes if something happens to a person, it can change their life. Who goes to Tish or something? Someone does something good. He wasn't a chayiv, mamish. Maybe it was the raisa, it was a kindness. But he's like, and that changed his life completely, changed the way he looked at the world completely. And he wasn't, it's not so simple to make nothing out of it. Every person has their own things that will help them, that will build them. And there's a whole list of big Torah mitzvahs that you have to be connected to do, right? It's you want to have love for Hashem. You want to have, the Shlach Kodesh says, if you don't have joy and you're not connected, you can't have love for Hashem. It's a feeling. It's not a I love Hashem. You have to feel that. It's something you have to bring yourself into. All these different, many mitzvahs. You have to connect to Him. You have to believe to Him. All these things come out, and there are different ways people find how to do this. and we have to try. And there's definitely a big argument between Hasidim and the literature about, is the Torah the best way, no matter what, for whoever? And then if you're not learning, unless you mamish can't learn, but like really the best way, the king's way, is just Torah, and all the rest of that stuff probably less worthy to do. Or do you need both things? And is it, you can't? It's not so simple. But even the Chazon Ish would say that there is a limit, because he said that someone asked him, he said, should I go pick my lulav and esrog, or I could buy a closed set and sit and learn the extra time? So Chazon Ish is like, no. When you have a mitzvah to do, that's the mitzvah of the time. It's the right mitzvah, of course, or even the barn, maybe like Chanukah or whatever it may be. Being involved yourself will help you learning the whole year. Chazon Ish was not Hasidic at all, even though they took out his cracks against Hasidus in Amud B'tachon, but he had just as many. He wasn't into Musar, but he was at least also not into the Hasidus. He also didn't feel like it was the Shleimus or anything. So it's not like he was a chassid, but like there is a time when doing something that's the right mitzvah, you can't like cut all mitzvahs. Like, I'll just learn. That's not do minimal everything else. That's not going to help you. Daven, you have to daven. You can't not daven. Used to be there were people who couldn't not daven, whatever that means. Maybe it only means from Esrei. It's not clear what it means, but whatever it means, like we can't do this anymore. We should bring yeah, but these big people. The Rukiach says he says nowadays your Torah has no, like, it's not really reaching it if you don't daven. You're missing something very integral. You can't just not daven. You have to daven. The Ramban, someone did this, and he said something happened. He said, you don't save me from a pegara, from a bad occurrence. So you got one. Shem Yirachim. So that's something that's very, very important. Don't mess up your davening. The Rav Shitzer actually would go around doing his very slow, long davening, which is not everyone's cup of tea, I will admit. And he went to like each person at the davening, and he would like crying, would like say with them, and he repeated it. Okay, there's halakha questions. Can you? I guess helpless kavana. You could ask questions, but every person felt like they were like he would broke through their heart, and they did like this incredible tshuva mihava. Like everybody there, which is a pretty amazing thing. That's what the Rebbes want to get to. I don't know if everyone does it. He was a very big, That's the thing. Imamish, he's like, now's the time you could just get to tshuva. It's like the biggest thing. It's like an incredible thing. Because that's when you ask for Torah. It's so great. You could even. That's the one thing that the Avraham maybe also Meir, but those nuschos, especially Avraham, this tefillah can replace Asher B'Chamanu that we say in Birchas Torah. Can't stop do that. It's a big thing. That's what the Yavit says. So that's the next sif, and we'll do maybe one more. Limud Tehillim b'Yom HaShavuos. No, I didn't finish this one. I'm sorry. Right? V'yadua. It's well known. I'm in the middle of Hey. Higmar Apri Shel Tikkun. I'm sorry, even earlier. Start again. Tfilas Shachris and Musaf is Pal Bislabas uses Daven Shachris and Musaf with a lot of Islavas, enthusiasm and treasonous and alacrity. Kadesh Latachafenu Shena Be'emtza V'Yavali Tos. You shouldn't fall asleep. And did I daven? Didn't I daven? I said it. I didn't say it. V'Yadua Ki Gemara Pri Shel Tikkun Leil Sfirat haomer B'Limud Leil Shavuos. Yeah, just Musaf. Musaf is the culmination. Shavuos night. Musaf is the culmination. Yeah, Musaf in the morning
of the night that you just learned.
Yes, that's right.
You're supposed to not sleep even by Shachris?
You're supposed to try not to sleep, yeah.
When I go to sleep, I daven chatzais or whatever before chatzais.
Listen, there are different people who do different things.
Daven right away.
It's better if you can. But the Chassidus firm bring at least go to the mikveh before you go daven, whatever. There's such a thing. I know he doesn't mention it, but yes, he is.
The beginning the mikveh Shavuos before.
Yes, it's a kesser is a big deal.
For learning?
After.
Before
Alus Shachar, if you can.
When's that? What time's that?
No. I don't know. Probably gonna be like 4:30 or something. Before 4:30 in the morning.
Before you do that?
Yeah, 4:30, 4:20 maybe, 4:15. Depends how early it's gonna get.
So anytime before.
Yeah. Around that time, not surprisingly,
after you finish the night, like you finish the tikkun,
you'll find around that time it's going to be like crazy crowded. But you can go earlier, when the feet where they are.
A lot of people go, people are tired, they live fish.
It's packed.
Mikveh to go, mikveh after the night. They need to go to
right, before the Shachar is Inyan. Big Inyan, big discussion. If you can.
Every time we get an opportunity.
No, but Dafka and Shavuos night is a big Inyan.
This is a big Inyan. I'm thinking about, it's a big, if you can, yeah.
When?
After the night, after the
yeah. We'll learn a little more about it later, probably. But
you should learn outside the mikveh. That way, it'll be the first thing.
There's an Indian if you can.
I'm going in.
There is an Indian, that's for sure. Believe it, Leil Chag HaShavuos, yeah, but the main culmination of the Sfirat haomer and Limud, the time. When is the pinnacle? Not the night. You're Musaf. Yeah, but Tfilas Musaf. L'chein tzarech this dar is bo harbe ki hakol achasum. The main thing is the end. You have to have a good Musaf. You're not supposed to fall asleep during Musaf. You gotta be alive. You gotta be on fire. Musaf is supposed to be Eish Kodesh. It's really worthwhile to say Tehillim if you can. On Shavuos a day, that's the day David Melech passed away.
This is limud at Tehillim, not
Some people call it limud. The question is, what does that mean? It's also not so simple. What does it mean? No, definitely he means to say it. They call it limud because it is limud. It's Torah.
I heard it could be either one. It's like a
Pashtas, what he's saying here, l'chayra, and especially what the custom of many people was saying the whole, here, he's about to say now, every person, yilmod tilim kula b'yom hashvuos. You think that means with mefarshim? The whole tilim, it's implausible. So like it's not so plausible. So again, that's just their the point that they're trying to make is you're supposed to know what you're saying. You're not supposed to just say it without knowing it. Like that's if you say limud, it means you understand it. If you can, everyone will feel where they are. Of course, it's better that way. We say different prayers before and after tilim, so we have to be careful to skip anything that says about sin. It's not proper for Yom Tov to mention these sort of things. It's good to learn that part of the Divrei Yom as well, if you can. Because the thing in this time is the best. Fine, very good. If you finish the Tehillim, we'll talk about it. It's like those who...
David Melch's yard.
Yes, no, I understand, but whoever's going to finish the Tehillim and do this, I mean, they deserve like an ice cream or something. It's really, you're amazing. You're up all night, you're doing it, and then you did this, and you down, and you fell asleep, and then you said the whole Tehillim, and now you have time for Divrei Yomim, you're in mamish amazing. That's really amazing. So it's important to be aware that Tehillim has an incredible koach, especially now it's Sfirat haomer, a tremendous koach to break through to any problems. Tehillim, Rabbi Nachman explains that Tehillim has the power. He says usually a person wants to do tshuva, they might not even feel any inspiration to do tshuva. He said you say Tehillim, it's going to inspire you to do tshuva. He said when you want to do tshuva, it's also when sometimes you have to know there's different gates, different ways to do tshuva. You have to unlock your heart in the right way to find out how to change and transform yourself. He said, how are you supposed to find your gate? He said, if you say the Tehillim, it's going to show you the way.
So the whole next day after Musaf should be spent saying...
everyone, again, don't ruin your Yom Tov. You have to know where you are. You can't not enjoy Yom Tov.
It's not considered like Bittul Torah?
No, I don't. According to Beis Chai, not. Others might argue. This is a different discussion.
That's very interesting.
This is a different discussion because
you'd probably be too tired to learn anyways.
Could be. That's good. That's a good way to answer. But it's another like, little bit of a tangent. But there's another discussion of whether or not the Gemara tells us that David Melch said he wants to make Hashem should take Tehillim, should consider Tehillim as if you learn Ohalos Negoim Ohalos, the hardest sugyas. Right, when Tazrim Matzera, the Halachas of Negoim, as we're even learning Chumash Rashi, you find they're kind of complicated. And the Mishnah is, don't make it easier. It's hard. It's hard stuff. It's very, very hard to understand. So, David Melch said, make Tehillim just like Negoim and Ohalos. So, Nefesh Chaim says, okay, but we don't find that. He said, yes. David Melch asked. Others say, many authorities say, if David Melch asked, then it's Ki'ilu, Tehillim. But there's different ways of, the Gra was Dafka. The Gra was not into saying Tehillim if you could learn. He's like, no, learn. Others not like that. You have to.
Should we say Tehillim during the night or no?
It's better during the day. But yeah, again, the main thing tonight is to stay up. You can saying it during the Shavuos night or in general at night. Shavuos night, yeah, you can say it. It depends on your.
You shouldn't say.
Part of the tikkun, no?
Mishnah, it's according to the Sam. The Shlosh says you can. You can. You don't have to.
Part of the tikkun.
You say the first and the last of the books. You know, and that's he says. Besides it, try to say the whole Tehillim. It's a big. That was a regular minig. Many people.
Where do I get this tikkun?
Any Jewish bookstore, 10, 15 shekels, you got it. Just make sure not to get the one that's slow. You have a lot more than you might want. Because very often a person. That right. So then that's still like the smaller one. It says Tikkun Shavuos, the smaller one. It's a He has a lot of extra things to put in. But again, you do what you can. The main thing Shavuos is in you to be up, even if you don't learn anything, for sure. But again, not to ruin your day, not to like ruin your week.
What do you mean if you don't know anything?
If you learn,
if you schmooze also.
As opposed to being asleep, unless you're talking Lashon Hara. Yes, even if you schmooze, better to schmooze to keep yourself up than to sleep. Lashon Hara then no, because it's the right, so you're not allowed. Better sleep. Huh?
The tikkun, you're just supposed to say it like the haomer, or you're supposed to learn it? Because it's only 3 psukim. What are you learning from?
No, it's not.
Each parsha.
We spoke a little bit about what there's a big ticket in saying. It's a big. You're connecting to big things, but like it's not so much the limud per se. It's doing a ticket. That's why it's called a ticket.
You have to try to understand it, you say.
No, it's not lav dafka. I don't think that's in you. He says the idra, the hardest parts of the Zohar. You could do that if you want.
The Zohar?
Yeah. Idra Rabban
Supposed to say
Zuta.
the Zohar?
Shem Yizakenu. Yeah, the Idra Rabban
Auto.
Zuta. Yeah, if you can.
Really?
It's a big if you
זה
can.
תיקון also.